Hello, everyone. It's William Wild Bill Donahue here with a USARA field report. I'm joined by Richard from Team Slowburn. He and his teammate just completed the 12-hour Sleep When You're Dead adventure race. And Richard, I hear you had some interesting experience with wildlife out there.
Yeah, there was. We were interrogated by a huge mule deer buck. He was probably about a 10-pointer, and his green eyes were just glowing as we tried to make our way from one checkpoint to the next. And he just stood there, and finally we faced him down, and he ran off. But it was, talk about surreal and kind of scary, just because the eyes are reflecting. It was amazing. That was a really cool experience.
What time was that at?
That was probably about halfway through the race, so it had been about 3 o'clock in the morning.
So are you there?
Sorry?
Are you sure that it was there? It wasn't just a little sleep monster?
Little hallucination? No, it was definitely there. It was only once we got to about the 11-hour mark that we started hallucinating. So no, we were still corpus mentis at that point.
Really? So what was that like when you got arrived?
When we got what? Sorry?
Then you started hallucinating.
Oh, hang on. You might have to stop the recording. I can't hear. And you're breaking up.
All right.
Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find. I need to just start again.
No, I just paused it so we can just sort of pick up right where we left off there.
That's fine.
So what was it like when you got into the hallucination stage of your adventure?
Well, we weren't really that bad. I mean, we've done the 24-hour races before now, so it's actually strange because, you know, you're racing for 24 hours and you think at some point you start feeling tired or time would go slowly, but it's amazing. Like once you're out there and actually working the course and trying to do the azimuths and the bearings and the distances, time just flies by. So actually we weren't really tired at all. The hallucinating thing didn't really happen, but one could have thought that deer with his eyes glowing in the dark, that could have been a hallucination. You're right on that one.
Excellent. So how long have you been adventure racing?
About 5 years. Started with triathlon about 20 years ago. Kind of got bored with that and moved to the Xterra races. Kind of got bored with them and moved to Spartan and Tough Mudder and kind of got bored with them. And then the 24-hour Never Summer race that Katie Ferrington puts on, just, I don't know, it just appealed to us. And so we went for that. It's not as intense, if you like, because it's not, you're not just like, you know, an Olympic triathlon, you're really just going hard the whole time. You know, This is more about stamina and pacing, food, fuel, making sure that you're, you know, staying on the course, not wasting time. It's just a totally different animal. And I just find it much more satisfying.
Cool. So I hear the race maybe had some interesting checkpoints or different nav challenges that you had to complete.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it started off with a challenge where we had to put our little soul into its coffin and then carry it across to its graveyard without talking, touching it, dropping it. Only one person could move at a time. So we had to figure that out. So we got our little soul into his graveyard, and so that went well. Then later on, what did we have? So there was we had to go and get a vial of blood. And then there was a vampire that was blocking the entrance to the bat caves. And so we had to give her some blood in order for her to tell us where A, the checkpoint was, and B, the location of a map that would give us a hidden clue for where we could pick up a severed head. And we had to then bring the severed head across the finish line. So yeah, there were all kinds of little neat things like that along the way.
You ever have to do that in a triathlon?
No, I didn't. No, I've never had to actually carry a severed head anywhere before now. So that was definitely a first.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. There's probably some people whose heads that I might like to carry severed across a finish line, but that might end up with more ramifications than I care to think about.
So how are the team dynamics?
Between me and Aaron? Oh, very good. I mean, we've been racing now, like I said, for about 4 years. And he's just very stoic. I mean, the first time we did an adventure race together, we started a 70-mile, 6,000-foot mountain bike climb at 10 p.m. at night. And we didn't even finish that until 11 o'clock the next morning. And he was hurting from within a few minutes, but he just grinned and bore it. You know, he just suffered. And since then, he's got a lot better on the bike. He bought a different bike. He's put in more training. But the point is that he's just ultimately reliable. He would never give up any more than I'd give up on him. He wouldn't give up on me. And so, you know, we play to each other's strengths. I'm good on the mountain bike, kind of keep moving things along. He's very good with the navigation and the compass. And you know, like I said, there's never a dull moment. It's always just, okay, you know, forward progress. There's never any recrimination, never any, well, we really shouldn't have done that. It's just, you know what, we are where we are. How do we move forward?
Cool. Yeah. So any real super challenges out there? I hear you really got your money's worth with the amount of time that you were out on the course.
Oh, yeah. Well, as we said, when we got to the end, I mean, what's the point in coming in early? You're only going to sit around and wait. So you may as well come in and bang on time and then have the awards ceremony. So, yeah, no, it's just a long night. And look, we're just not brilliant navigators. We put a lot more effort in than perhaps many other people. But I think we enjoy it just as much as everybody else. Are we quick? No. Are we, like I said, you know, ace navigators? No. But we're out here. We're having fun. And Katie just puts on such a good race. And she's such a great person. You almost feel like you'd do it just to make her happy.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to try and get out there sometime and do one of her races.
Yeah, you should. I mean, she does a really good job. It's always crisp. You know, the safety piece is always good. The maps are always really good. I mean, it's just a well-run show. You know, she's got great volunteers. There's food at the end. I mean, it's just she's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I can see how she got to be on the Eco Challenge and race across Fiji, because that's an absolutely outstanding achievement.
Yeah, totally. All right. So as we finish up here, anyone you want to give a shout out to? Anyone you want to say out there?
Yeah, well, you know, if it wasn't for my long-suffering wife, I wouldn't be allowed to do things like this. So, Nikki, if you're watching this, I love you. Thanks for letting me do this stuff, and I'll be home in a few hours.
All right, Richard, cool. So that's it for this field report. Thank you all for watching, and keep on adventuring.